Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope everyone had a fun, safe, joyful Christmas holiday this year. Today's video is exciting. I'm doing my end of year project pan finale, wrapping up everything that I used up in this project throughout the year. And then I'm also going to then go over all the other makeup I used up more organically throughout the year, not as a part of the project pan. And then at the very end, I also will go over a couple things that I used up in the last quarter, because typically at the end of every quarter, I do an empties video that includes like hair care, skin care, and makeup. So I'll do that at the end. So if you just want to see the project pan finale part, that will be at the beginning. In the middle will be the rest of the makeup that I used up throughout the year, and then the end will be what I used up, everything in the last quarter. So if you want to see all of those things wrapped up, then just keep watching. All right, so let's start out with Project Pan update. So I believe after my last update video, I had finished one item, and so I was still working on four. I didn't roll a new one in because I just wanted to spend the last part of the year focusing on those four items. So let's go through those. So the first item I did not finish. I think this is pretty obvious. It's the Smashbox Contour Kit. I'm really focusing on the contour and the bronzing shade. This, as I've said before, I think at some point once I kind of get almost done with these, I will scrape this out and add it to like a lotion just to make a glowy lotion, because this it does not work for my skin or like what I need from it. So I don't want it to go to waste. So I will probably mix that in with the lotion. But I have expanded the pan a little bit on the contour shade. No pan on the bronzer yet, but I do feel like these are pretty powdery. So I'm fairly confident that, I'm going to roll this into my 2024 project pan, and I think I will definitely finish up this palette within the first 6 months of the year, which is exciting to kind of work through a whole palette. So that is the first item that did not finish but made progress, and we will be adding to next year. Next, the face powder that I have been working on is the Maybelline Super Stay powder. I have it in the shade 30 Warm Nude, and it's just too dark for me this time of year. So I've been mixing it with my e.l.f. Camo foundation that's lighter to try and get some use out of this. I did repress it after last month's video, so here it is repressed. It's pretty thin. You can kind of see the bottom of the pan, like the indents of it kind of coming through, and there's like a little bit of pan on the sides, not much. But honestly, like there was more of this left than I thought there was going to be. And just because of the incorrect shade match for me for this time of year, I think I'm going to pull this out and not introduce it in my 2024 project pan yet. I think I will save it until the summertime when it will be a better match for me when I'm more tan. And then I think I'll be able to use this up pretty quickly at that point. But I'm glad that I got a lot of use out of it to the point where I had to repress it. So I think that helped me and really set me up to successfully finish this in the summer of 2024. I do think this is not technically a part of this project pan, but since I was using it to help make that one lighter, my e.l.f. Camo powder, I do think I might roll this in 2024 because I feel like I made a lot of progress on this just by using it as kind of the mixer. So I'm trying really hard to work through the rest of my powders. I really only have that Maybelline one, this one, and the CoverGirl one. And I'm trying to work through them so that I can justify repurchasing that Kosas Cloud Set powder, which is my absolute favorite. But I really want to work through at least one more powder before I do that. And so I think I will be rolling this into the 2024 project pan. So just a little bit of a spoiler on that. The final two items that I was still working on after my last update, I'm excited to say I did finish them both. The first was my Urban Decay Hydromaniac foundation. I have it in the shade 30 Light. I decided not to like cut this off and really scrape in there. I just kind of felt like, I squeezed it till nothing else could come out, and that is good enough for me for this product. So excited to have used up a foundation product. I really enjoyed this, and I could see myself repurchasing this maybe more in the summertime because it's more of a tint type coverage, but I did really enjoy this. So happy to have finished that though. And then I did finish up the other side of my Bite mini lipstick. I finished up the pink side. So I was able to finish both sides in this project. So You can see, I mean, not that you can really tell, but one side was a little more of like a nude neutral and this side was a little more pink. And so I was able to use up both sides by using them for dual purposes. I used them as a lip product and then I also used them as a cream blush. So that, I think, I'm glad I discovered that tactic for project painting this year because I think it really helped me get through some lip products that were getting a little older in my collection, but that I didn't want to go to waste. So I'm only going to count this as one item, even though there were 2 lipsticks, but it's technically one item. So excited to have finished that. As we all know, Bite Beauty went out of business. I think you can still buy their lip products at their Bite Beauty bars, but in general, I'm just trying to move out as much of my Bite products as possible since you can't really purchase them anymore. So that was the update for those 4 items. Finished 2, still working on 2. So now I want to go over all the makeup products that I used up while project panning this year. And I'm excited to say that I used up 12 makeup items. I think that's really great. This was my first, well, I did some project panning last year, but I didn't do a full year. But for my first full year of panning, I think fully using up 12 makeup items is such, it's a good ending that I had. So I will just kind of quickly run through these. I used up 2 foundations, the Bite Changemaker and the Urban Decay Hydromaniac. Oh, I skipped this one. I did use up 1 primer. It was a mini Rare Beauty primer. I used up 1 concealer, the Catrice True Skin Concealer. Really liked this, but unfortunately, I think you can only buy Catrice items either from their website or on Amazon from now on, which kind of deters me a little from wanting to repurchase, but I do remember really enjoying this concealer. I used up 2 face powders, the Kosas Cloud Set powder, absolute favorite, definitely will be repurchasing in 2024. And the Catrice mattifying powder, I just had the translucent shade, but used that up. Then I also finished up the last 2 powders, I think it was 2, in my Hourglass palette. So I used up all 3. One was a bronzer, one was like a finishing powder, and one was a highlight. So I used all of those up over the course of 2022 and 2023, so very exciting. I used up 1 bronzer, my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, completely gone. And then I used up 4 lip products. So first was this Buxom lip liner. I had just finished this during my last Project Pan update. It was just a mini size. The Bite lipstick, the mini dual-ended lipstick. I used up this Maybelline Color Whisper for lipstick, really pretty. I kind of wish they still made these. And then this isn't fully used up, but I did make a ton of progress and almost fully used up this Buxom gloss in the shade Kimberly. I stopped using it when it was almost completely empty though, because it was starting to irritate my lips. And even though it was a plumping gloss, it was just definitely at the point of expiration and it was really irritating. Like, yes, it's going to tingle a little bit with that plumping property, but it was like I was getting really red and it was kind of burning. And then, you get that weird sensation in your throat and stuff from it. So I was like, it's time to call this done. So I'm still counting it as an empty because I don't think there was that much use left on it. I mean, you can see it's pretty much gone. So those are the 12 items that I fully used up project panning. Now I'm going to run through some other makeup products that I used throughout 2023 just organically. So let's see, we'll start. I used up another concealer on its own. I used up my e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Pen. Love this. I definitely can see myself repurchasing. I used up a mini primer. This was an Estee Lauder primer sample. And then I used up this little sample of this glowish, I think it's like a foundation or skin tint. I know there's like probably enough in there to cut open and use, but it also, I don't know if you can tell, it's a really dark shade. So I used this in the summer as much as I could, but calling that empty. I used up quite a few eye products. So let's see, in terms of liner, I used up a few liquid liner pens. I have this Tarte dual-ended one. One was a pencil, one was a felt tip. Really enjoyed this and I feel like it lasted a long time, so I could see myself considering repurchasing this. I used up 2 Fenty liquid liners, a mini of the black, really enjoyed, and then the brown shade, absolute favorite. I definitely am going to be repurchasing this in 2024. I did purchase a different brown liner more recently, the Flower Beauty one, which is also really good. I do like that one. This one just has a little bit more of like an oomph and is just like a little more special to me. So I'm willing to spend, I don't know, another $10 and get this one next time. So once I use up that one, I will repurchase this one. But used up both of those. Then in terms of mascara, I used up the e.l.f. Lash and Roll, really enjoyed, would see myself repurchasing that. Used up a mini of this Bite Upswing mascara. I feel like so many people are obsessed with this, and maybe it's because I had the mini size. I did not enjoy this, I don't like it, and that's honestly for the best because you can't even buy it anymore. And then I used up this Pacifica Vegan Collagen Mascara. This was nice, but the more I thought about it after I used it up, even though I really enjoyed it while I had it, I think I have other mascaras in my collection that are just a little better and a little more affordable. This was a little pricey, but I still really enjoyed it, and if you are really into wanting your makeup to be clean and vegan, this is a really good option. I also used up this mini Gucci mascara. I don't really remember my thoughts on it other than that it was fun to use, but I don't think I would ever spend a ton of money on something like a Gucci mascara. And then I used up two brow products. I have a clear brow gel. This was just a Makeup Revolution clear brow gel. And then I used up one of my all-time favorites, the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I just used the blonde or taupe shade. I did use up 4 setting sprays, which is pretty exciting. I used up this e.l.f. Glow Dewy Mist. I don't think they make this anymore, but I think it's pretty similar to like their coconut water one. I used that up. I remember I liked it okay, but the sprayer kept getting really clogged, which really just, makes the experience of using it not that great. I used up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Spray. Love this. I always go back to repurchasing this once or twice a year, so really enjoyed that. I used up the Revolution Fix and Glow Dewy Finish Spray. Really enjoyed this. I've had trouble, like the last couple times I've gone to Ulta, I haven't really seen this, so I don't know if they're not making it anymore, but I really enjoy it, so I would definitely repurchase this again if I found it. And then very recently, like literally yesterday, I used up the Maybelline Lasting Fix Spray. I have also had many of these in my lifetime, and I enjoy this, and kind of like the Wet n Wild. It's kind of one of those ones that I go back to every now and then, especially if it's, on sale or I just don't feel like trying something new. These two are some of my tried and true setting sprays. I also used up 3 lip products in addition to what I did in my project pan. The first was this Bite lipstick in the shade Kava. It was just a really, really nude, cool toned lipstick that I did enjoy. So I used that up. I used up a mini of the Fenty Gloss Bomb. I think this is just whatever that universal shade is, or the typical one. So use that up. I really tried to scrape as much of that out as possible. And then I also very recently used up the e.l.f. lip lacquer in the shade Fantasy. Really enjoyed this too, and definitely can see myself repurchasing, although kind of like some other things, I feel like the only place I've seen this recently is from the e.l.f. website. So I'll have to look into that more and see if there's somewhere else I can buy it in person, but use those up. So that is all the makeup that I also used up organically this year, in addition to those Project Pan items. So now let's quickly run through some of the hair care and skincare that I used up in this last quarter, so from October until now. So I used up quite a bit of skincare. We will start with a micellar water. I used up the Garnier Vitamin C micellar water. This is quite a big bottle. I really enjoyed this. I would consider purchasing this again. I honestly don't think I really noticed a difference though with it having the vitamin C, so I probably would just go back to using the regular. I did already repurchase the Garnier micellar water, but I got the one that has the glycolic acid in it to try out. But I also have a regular micellar water as well that I will use in conjunction with that. So I really do like the Garnier line of micellar waters. I used up an e.l.f. Holy Hydration Cleansing Balm. This is one of my favorite and go-to cleansing balms because it's $10 and you get a decent amount in this jar, and I also think it works really well. I have not repurchased this yet. I decided to try the Good Molecules cleansing balm because they were having a sale at Ulta and it was basically the same price as this. So I'm happy to try out another one if it's a similar price, but I definitely will be repurchasing this when I run out of that one. Then I used up 2 face washes. My absolute favorite, the Derma E Acne Deep Pore Cleansing Wash, the one in the orange. Love this. This is my go-to, repurchase it all the time. My sister and I are both on this and we love it. And then I used up a little travel size of the Neutrogena Oil-Free Acne Wash, the little grapefruit one. I think I was having trouble finding this in stock at Ulta. That's my only issue with this. Sometimes it's hard to find. And so I was using this in the meantime. Plus, it's good to kind of do a little bit more of like an exfoliating face wash every so often. So use those up, both really enjoy and repurchase and have repurchased in the past. The final skincare item I used up, you saw in a Shop My Stash video, which I will link that playlist below. It was the Uncommon Beauty Pineapple Nectar Peptide. So this was kind of also like a vitamin C cream. I enjoyed this, but I don't see myself repurchasing because I think this is like a $60 to $70 product, and that's just a little up there for even skincare for me. This was a free gift with purchase when I bought something from Uncommon James like a year ago, maybe like Black Friday or Labor Day or something. So I was super happy that I was able to try it out, and I did enjoy it. I think it was good, but won't repurchase this just because of the price. Lastly, I'm going to share some hair care that I used up. I used up a shampoo and conditioner set, the OGX Strength and Length Golden Turmeric, the shampoo and the conditioner. I enjoyed these. I think they're good. I don't know if I would buy this golden turmeric again. I think I bought it for the strength and length, but I honestly don't know if that really did anything. But as you know, I've kind of been on a weird, I mean, my hair is fine, but I feel like I really struggled this year to find a shampoo and conditioner set that really works well for me that isn't crazy expensive. Throughout this year, I've used Olaplex products, which I loved and I think did a great job, but that's $30 for one bottle of shampoo and then another 30 for the conditioner. Like that's just, I can't afford to do that every month. And then I also was able to test out, I think it was an Oribe set, which was also super nice, but that's like over $100 for just that set. So I can't do that either, regardless of how good it works. So I think these were pretty average in the middle. I could see myself repurchasing, but I am still on the hunt for a really good drugstore combo that I feel like gets my hair clean. And then, you know, what I was struggling with some of the past products I've used is my hair feels good right after I wash it. And then like by the next day, like sometimes less than 24 hours, I already felt like I was getting quite greasy and having to use a lot of dry shampoo, and just I'm really trying to not wash my hair every day or even every other day. I would love to get back to only washing it 2 to 3 times a week, but it's just been really hard to find products that allow me to do that. But I liked these. I have always typically had good success with the OGX line, so I could see myself repurchasing something from this line in the future. So speaking of dry shampoo, I used up a Not Your Mother's Clean Freak dry shampoo. I like this in general. It's very affordable, which I appreciate, and you get a huge bottle. It is, like I will say, I think there's other ones like the Batiste and stuff where you can get it colored, and it's not a big deal because I have blonde hair, but I did feel like this is quite powdery, so you really want to make sure you work it in, which again is fine. I could see myself repurchasing this. I bought a different brand when I ran out of this, and I'm not really enjoying that one as much. So I do think this is a good option, especially for your wallet, and that also performs relatively well. The last hair care product is this, I don't know how to pronounce this, Nioxin. This is like a shine cream, or like it says it's a thickening treatment. And I received this through Influencer a while ago, and I used it up and I followed the instructions on how to use it, and this just like, I did not like this. I don't think it did anything. If anything, I think this might have also been contributing to my scalp getting incredibly greasy much faster. So I just don't think that I was the hair type or skin type scalp wise for this product, but I did use it up. I'm appreciative to always receive something for free through Influencer to try, but this just was not for me. But I'm glad I used it up, and it's now out of my hair care rotation. So wow, that is everything that I have used up in the last quarter, all the makeup I used up for the entire year, and my project panning finale and recap of everything that went down in that project throughout the year as well. I'm really proud of myself for the progress that I made using up things in my collection. I definitely am going to continue with project panning in 2024, so keep a lookout for an upcoming video introducing the products that I'll be starting 2024 with in project panning. Let me know in the comments below if you did project panning in 2023, what you used up, the money value of what you used up, anything you want to share. I would love to hear some success stories with project panning as I continue my project panning journey. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I typically post on Thursdays once a week. Like I said, my next video will most likely be my 2024 project pan intro, so you don't want to miss that, so hit that notification bell. I will see you in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.